Let's just use that for now. What's going on? Anybody out there? We are doing a live stream tonight. STG Live, baby. What's going on, Transient? Doing okay? Doing all right? You on the road? I'm just chilling like a villain tonight. Thought I'd do a little live stream. What's going on, JK? What's going on, Joe? Just chilling here. Oh, we got 7 people up in here now. mm. What's going on, Akka? Good day. Transient. Yeah, I'm live. So today I went to the LCS and unfortunately he was not in. So I did go to the guy who owns the watch store and I actually did buy a coin. I actually got something for you, Akka, so it's going to be a surprise. I don't want to show that off right now, but I got some special for you. Man, this orientation is like really messed up. Let's see what we could do here about that. I don't know if that'll help anything. 5,000 AUD by Easter. Yeah, gold is going to be extremely high over the next year. It's going to go up a lot. Won't be able to afford much, but luckily I did get some more gold, so I'm going to be doing a video on the coins that Georgie actually gave me, and then I'm going to be doing a video on my recent gold pickups, so I don't know when those are going to air. I'm probably going to air the Georgie video in the next day or two, and then the gold video probably later in the week. Anybody buying any gold or silver coins recently? I haven't really been picking up too much. I actually did get something very interesting in the mail today. I don't know if I could show you guys. Hope that didn't show myself. Oh man, modern technology. Okay, what I'm trying to do is trying to make this decent have some space here, but I don't know if that's gonna work or not. Why is this oriented like this? Oh, that's a little better, right? Let's play a little. What can we do here? Okay, that actually looks a little better. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, nice. Happy birthday. It's actually also someone else's birthday, their wife's birthday in the community. So, actually sold something to someone as a birthday present, piece of silver for their wife. So, that's pretty cool. Your mail's in the States. Okay, yeah, I meant to check it. I haven't checked it. Welcome, Robert. Good to see you. I think gold is gonna be. I don't know. It's hard to say. I think in the short term, maybe there's gonna be a bit of a sell-off in the next few days. I don't know. It's anyone's best guess. I'm not a financial advisor. Please do not take what I say as professional information. This is just my opinion. Let me just put that disclaimer out there. It's anyone's best guess. I got a feeling I don't know anymore. It could go either way. I did actually get something really interesting in the mail today. I want to show you guys. My daughter's birthday, my son's mother birthday today, February 16th. Happy birthday, Eka, to your daughter and your ex. Perthman gold lunar rabbit made into a pendant for her birthday. That's really cool. Congratulations. That's a really nice gift, Transient. 100. Yeah, I don't know about that, Aka, but anything is possible. So I actually did get something really interesting in the mail today. I wasn't initially gonna show it to too many people, but I said, what the hell, right? Let me just let me just get this keyboard out of the way here. So guys, check it out. I don't know if you could see it. It might be sideways for you, which really fucking sucks. I'm really just trying to pivot this so this is not looking like it's upside down or anything. Is that a little bit better? So I actually got the art what's his name, Archie Kidd 5th edition or silver art bar book, guys. Check it out. So this is the OG art bar book. Anybody who is into art bars, I mean, you would love this. So let's see how that works here. If I rotate it. Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. That actually looks pretty good. So guys, if you want me to look up anything, any type of art bar, let me know. I have the OG art bar book in front of me. This is the original from 1991. Check it out. Tons of art bars here. Spam. Got the Thompson machine gun, flintlock. Really cool. This is like literally hundreds of pages of vintage art bars here, guys. It has. They actually did come out with a follow up in 1993, and that was a limited edition of only 500. This I don't know how many of these were made, but this is also probably like a really limited edition. So it has tons and tons of art bars, as you can see here, guys. It's just like 350 pages of bars, so it's pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, uh, let's see. Yeah, I have 13, so I'll be a millionaire if I hit 150, but $1 million wouldn't buy much, I'm guessing. Uh, yeah, so if gold did actually hit 150,000 USD, pretty sure we'd be fucked. You don't want gold at that price, honestly. At least not in anywhere near the near short term, because yeah, you you it would be chaos if gold hit that price, honestly. Exactly. A loaf of bread would cost an ounce of gold or something. Half an ounce of gold, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, gold is going up, up, and up. I've been telling people for years to buy gold, stack that gold. I know it's pricey, but it's been a really good investment so far over the past 4 or so years since I started stacking. What's up, AMTV? AMTV, another man's treasures. Welcome to my channel. If you're new to my channel, no, I'm just playing, AM. You're awesome, dude. I'm glad to see you tonight. I'm just chilling tonight. Yeah, I was actually thinking about doing a video about the increase in gold price versus the increase in egg price. So I don't know if there's any correlation. I was planning on doing a little research and putting couple graphs up to show the price of eggs compared to the price of gold recently, but I don't think there's really any correlation because The egg prices are mostly caused by the bird flu. And gold, I just think, is caused by a lot of other factors. So, yeah, I don't think there's any correlation really, but it's interesting how both gold and the price of eggs are going up dramatically lately. Yeah, we got a bird flu epidemic here in the states. ACA prices of eggs, they're basically maybe about four more than four times normal what I was paying. It's about at least three or three and a half times the price that I was paying before. So luckily, I got some eggs pretty cheap in one of the big box stores near me. They still had eggs pretty reasonably priced, so I was able to get some yesterday. I had some delivered, so yeah, it was awesome. But yeah, I'm feeling for families who really can't afford eggs. I heard they're starting to sell eggs like one at a time now because people really can't afford to buy a whole carton of eggs. It's like something really like a breakfast staple for so many people across this country. And there's a lot of restaurants now that are charging surtaxes for eggs. They're charging like a $10 or $15, charge just to have eggs. It's crazy. It's crazy what's going on. Uh, yeah, he did have 100 million chickens killed. Unfortunately, I'm not blaming any one person. I think this is this is an issue that has been going on for a while now, and it's just gotten worse over time. I think really they really need to try to set up measures to safeguard America's egg supply or chickens. There are certain laws in certain states that prevent chickens from being put in cages, and so it's a state by state issue. It's also a national issue as well, but it's also I think it's more regulated on a state level rather than a federal level. There are some federal guidelines regarding the way you can, treat chickens and how you could raise them, but I think it's also partly a state to state issue, but something definitely has to be done, I think, on the national level. I really hope they could get this egg shortage under control. A limit of 1 dozen per customer. Hey, what's going on, Mark? Good to see you. Good to see what I got here, this book here. If you want me to look up any bar, let me know. I got it here. Um, yeah, they're limiting the amount of eggs you can buy in the store as well. It's getting that bad. They're starting to ration. So I'm hoping they find a solution in the short term, possibly importing eggs, maybe from there's gonna be taxes from Mexico and Canada. There's gonna be tariffs of 25% soon, so we can't import eggs from our neighbors, unfortunately. I don't know what the short term or long term solution would be, but they definitely should have some type of like um, reserve, like they have strategic petroleum reserve. They should have a strategic egg reserve or something. I mean, I don't know. Um, yeah, I mean, less chicken. I'm sure the price of chicken has gone up as well. I mean, I don't eat meat myself, so but I'm sure price of chicken has also dramatically gone up. I haven't been looking to see, but fortunately, the price of eggs that I'm paying, I mean, I couldn't get any fresh eggs. I got hard boiled eggs. They're like pre cooked because I like the Eggland's Best eggs. I try to buy those because they taste really good. So they had them for like $6 for like a dozen, which I thought was a pretty good deal. And they actually have the egg white, like just the whites, like in a little carton. So I'm making like egg white omelets and stuff and putting stuff in it. So yeah, that's my solution for the short term. Hey, what's up, Canadian Silver Seeker? Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. pick a bar randomly out of that book and let's have a look. All right. I mean, I don't know. I'm just gonna I don't know. American Presidents book here, Wild Turkey set. I don't know, guys. There are some bars that I've seen before in here. I was looking at some of the Madison Mint bars. I mean, this book has like literally hundreds, if not thousands, of bars. So here we have some JM bars. So these are pretty interesting. I actually have this bar right here. I think I've seen this bar. I don't know if I have one. I don't think I have one, but I thought it was. I think some of these I've never seen. Like this bar I've seen. I've seen some of these on eBay. Dog series, Seven Wonders of the World. They got like Pinocchio and stuff. Lecter Mint. I mean, this literally has like so many bars that I've never seen before. And this book came out actually in 1991, so I'm sure a lot of the bars have been melted down since then. 5 dozen for $15. What are you talking about? Hey, what's going on, Silver Sleuth? Talking about eggs? They got some eggs in Hawaii. Mainland eggs. I have most of those. I bet you do. I know which mint you like. I actually had this bar. Well, I actually did just sell this to someone in the community, but I did see something. What is it called? This bar I have. Monfort, Tordella, and Brooks. I have this Engelhard Liberty bar. I know you like the trying to find it, the Pioneer Mint. I can't seem to find it. It's in here. But yeah, I mean, look at this. They just got like tons of bars. Here's Oxford. I have this Oxford bar. This is the rare one. The Big Dipper, Little Dipper. I don't know what the hell it is. Jelenko bar. I've seen that. Colonial. I got one of those. What the hell is that damn... I'm trying to find the Pioneer Mint. It's somewhere in here. Mother Lode. Silvertown we got the classic bar right there. I mean, this is just crazy, guys. This is just like, we got Simmons bar here. I think I got this one. That's pretty cool. Here we go, JK. I got this for you. You can see that. See if I can zoom in. Oh. Pioneer Mint. Oh, you can see that. It's a little grainy. Pioneer Mint. Yeah, hey, what's going on? MSJ, good to see you. Yeah. Oh, there's Peter. Good day, Peter. Glad you're here. Good to see everyone here who came in. What's up, Scrooge McStack? Good to see you. The best edition is the fifth edition, I believe. This is actually the original, guys. This is not a copy. I know they recently, MK Bar's website, you could get a copy, a smaller version of this, but this is actually the original version, guys. This is the OG version from 1991. So they actually did come out with a addition to this book in 1993. They only made 500 copies, and I've seen it go for hundreds of dollars. This I was very fortunate enough to get this for like less than $100. So really awesome book, guys. What's going on? You have a few of those also. Oh yeah, I'm sure you do, JK. That's why I know you like this bar in particular. I have. Do I have the Bash? I think I don't know if I have that one. Jackson Precious Metals. I've seen that one. I've seen the Pioneer Mint. I've seen a couple of these on the internet, on eBay. Here we go. This is Madison Mint. I know they make these presidential bars. This is just really cool that they came out with all these different holiday bars. Really awesome. Um, this looks familiar here. If you could see that, Peter. You could see that bar from Thanksgiving. I know it's hard to see. I know it's sideways. But yeah, some of these bars are really cool designs that they had back in the day. Madison Mint, Thanksgiving. And Thanksgiving 1974, they made 6,004 of those bars, R3 rarity. So I haven't gotten this whole rarity thing down. I think it's like R1 and R2, R3, R4. Um, I don't know what these other numbers mean. I guess they're just like prices of what they thought they were worth back in 1991. So, yeah, really cool book. Really awesome. Just a ton of bars, guys. I've never seen like probably more than 90% of these bars. America the Beautiful. Really cool book. Norman Rockwell. What's up, Dope Cat? Good to see you. Welcome to the channel. Just doing a little live stream here. What did I want to tell you, Canadian Silver Seeker? Something Canadian. What was that? There is on Silverstruck's latest video, he actually bought a collection of vintage art bars, 48 vintage art bars, and one of the art bars was the Royal Canadian Mounted Police. It was a Royal Canadian Mounted Police bar. So yeah, I think that was pretty cool. That was actually one of his favorites that he liked from that collection. So I don't know who made that, but I think it was made in the U.S. So I don't know who made that. Look at these hockey bars. I mean, some of these have mintages of only a few hundred. I mean, this was made in 91. I'm sure a ton of these were melted down over the years. Here we have Engelhard. If you guys... Oh, shit. don't want to drop it. Not the best stand I got here. I got to get a new stand because this is just like not good. But yeah, a ton of stuff here, ton of bars. I'm gonna leave it. You guys can see it. This is the 5th edition, the OG Silver Art Bar book. going on? Don't ask. How you doing tonight? Yeah, I just saw your latest video as well, Canadian Silver Seeker. You guys don't know him, you guys can check him out. He got a really cool video, little surprise for people, so you guys can go check that out. Subscribe. Sup, MSJ? You get any silver? Go to any of the LCSs recently? Pick up any silver? Congrats again on finishing your Kookaburra collection. You guys check out My Silver Journey. I'm sure all of you know who he is by now. Amazing content. I'm sorry I haven't been able to keep up with people. I try to watch videos. I binge watch people's channel when I get the time. So I'm really sorry I haven't been able to watch your channel in a hot minute. I'm going to be trying to do so this weekend. I'm actually going to go to the Diamond District on Monday. On President's Day, I'm off from work. So I'm going to take a little stroll by there. So if anybody's looking for anything, let me know. I'll go by bullion exchanges. I don't know if I'm going to go inside because there is $1,000 minimum there before basically you have to pay tax and a fee if you buy anything under $1,000. So for me, it's not worth it unless I'm making a large purchase or selling a lot of stuff. So that's pretty much why I don't go to bullion exchanges too much. Occasionally I'll go there when Georgie comes into town and maybe we buy something over $1,000 together, or either he does or I do. So yeah, I'm gonna hit up multiple um, jewelry. It's basically like a jewelry exchange, and within the exchange, there's literally people with booths or stalls. There could be maybe 50 people in one jewelry exchange. So there's multiple jewelry exchanges there in the Diamond District, and I happen to know of a couple that sell bullion. So I'm gonna hit up those tomorrow. Monday, and we'll take it from there. We'll see what happens. My guy I get from the flea market on Saturdays. The flea market starts up again in April, but he actually has a little stall in one of those little shops there. So I'm definitely gonna hit him up on Monday. I'm gonna go to Big Apple Coins. So I'm gonna hit up a few places there, see what they got. I'm hoping to get some vintage. Might go to an LCS out in the suburbs, and we'll see what happens. So yeah, Silverstruck's latest pickups, that was really amazing. I've never had that opportunity to get that many vintage bars in one shot. When I first went to my guy in Chinatown about, I want to say maybe about 2 to 3 years ago, he used to have a lot of vintage. Maybe in the tray at any given time, he'd have about 30 or 40 vintage bars, and most of them were art bars. They didn't really appeal to me, and I kept going into that store. He doesn't want to be filmed, so that's why I never film him. He wants to kind of remain anonymous to some extent. But I was getting vintage art bars, guys, for like $30 each. This was a few years ago when like silver was like 22, 23 an ounce, and he would normally charge like 35, but he'd give them to me for like $30. Hey, what's going on, Chet? Good to see you. Welcome. So yeah, so I got a good amount of art bars from him and Engelhard, Prospector, stuff like that, mostly for around $30 a piece, which I thought was pretty good. And then they started drying up a little bit. The price started going up last year, and he basically, like a year ago, he stopped getting them altogether. He can't even get any. He used to tell me he used to get art vintage bars like pretty much almost what regular modern bars would cost. Maybe he'd pay like $1 extra, $1 2 extra for vintage. But now he just can't get any. He can't get any silver, guys. I don't know what's going on. He said he can't get any silver. I'm hearing across the country that a lot of LCSs are packed with silver now. A lot of countries are starting to shift their precious metals over to COMEX in right here in New York because they're afraid of the tariffs, and they're thinking that PMs are going to be no exception to the tariffs. So I don't know what's going on with that right now, but there's been a lot of movement and a long wait time to actually deliver um, silver and gold contracts. So to take physical possession of precious metals, and a lot more people are actually doing it now too. So um, yeah, that's I think that's causing a bit of a panic right now, and I think that's why you're seeing the price of PMs go up a little bit right now. Just gotta take a little swig here. I'm not drinking any alcohol, unfortunately. What's the round on my desk? Um, I got this 2 ounce here. I got a couple 2 ouncers. Just just your basic Libertad. If anyone's interested, let me know. I got it for sale. I'll give you guys a really good deal on it if you're interested in it. Let me know. I got two 2024s for sale. Really nice condition. Yeah, I think it is hype. I think a little bit of it is hype. There's always been manipulation for PM prices, but I think now people are starting to get even more greedy, um, and just jacking it up based on fear. I think actually when tariffs do come into play, and let's just say, well, it's basically right now it's going to be Mexico, China, and Canada, and there's going to be other tariffs as well, for certain metals. I know for aluminum and steel. I know Australia is actually trying to get an exception to the tariffs, but I have a feeling that's not going to happen. I'm sorry to say. But yeah, there are definitely going to be some tariffs in play for metals in general. Now, as far as gold and silver, I don't know what the hell is going to happen. It's anyone's best guess. I seriously see the price going down in the near future because so much gold and silver is being transferred to the US. I think there's going to be an oversupply, in my opinion. This is just my opinion, guys. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. I think there's going to be an oversupply in the short run, and I think it's going to put pressure on prices downward in the short term. I don't know about long term, but if the shit hits the fan, if this whole thing in Ukraine or in the Middle East or somewhere starts to like really get out of control, I mean, I don't know, anything is possible. So it's anyone's best guess. Um, I think overall, though, by the end of the year, we're definitely going to have 3,000 plus gold. I mean, 3,000 USD plus gold, that's just a given. So, my advice right now is if you got some money, if you're going to do your taxes and you get a refund back, my advice is to put it in gold, put it in precious metals, and I don't think you're going to be sorry in the long run. Sunshine mining. Yeah. So speaking of sunshine mining, I did pick up a piece from Silver Bar Stacker. So I'm probably going to show you guys that in an upcoming video. I'm trying to get the full Sunshine Mining collection of silver rounds they made from approximately 1979 until 2000. They're basically Sunshine Mining rounds. They actually, in the year 2000, they made two different versions. They made the Sunshine Minting Millennium round, and they made the Sunshine Mining round in 2000. So I didn't realize that there were two separate rounds made in the year 2000. So I actually do have both of them now. So I'm gonna be showing you guys. I'm probably gonna do a video for my Sunshine Mining rounds sometime in the next couple of weeks. So stay tuned for that. I'm still missing quite a few from the 90s. They're quite hard to get. I've been asking people, I've been looking in my LCSs, I've been looking online, so they're not cheap to collect. Yeah, the 95. And you know what, guys? You know what? Who was it? What's his name? Oh man, I can't think of his name. He does auctions on Saturdays, and he did actually a long time ago. He had a 1995 Sunshine Mining round, and I'm so mad that I didn't get it. I forgot who. I thought you got it, JK. I thought you were the one who got it. Um, but he sold the 95 round, and I'm kicking myself for not picking that one up because I see them up until about 93 or so on eBay, and like maybe 94, but I've never seen 95 through 99. I've never seen any of them except for yeah, SBS just got a 99, but he's not getting them. He's not selling them. So unfortunately, it's damn near impossible. I don't know how many. I'm guessing those things probably didn't have more than like a 500 mintage, and I'm sure a lot of them over the years have gone to the smelter. So who knows how many are actually left? Maybe there's only like 50 of them left or less even. I mean, I'm just talking hypothetically, but who really knows how many of those things are really left? Because I certainly have never seen any of those from 96 to 99. I think, like you said, SBS just got one from 99. So, yeah, I mean, I know a few people in the community are collecting them. So, I don't know. Even Silverstruck, I think, was asking me if I see if any to let him know. So that just goes to show you how rare it is. There's people in this community who've been collecting and stacking these for years and have never seen them. So yeah, let's see. I remember JK, you picked up an undated Sunshine Mining round. Yeah, they have undated one. I think they do have an undated one. They have an undated bar. They have a 1988 was the only year that they dated the 1 ounce bars. Yeah, they made undated rounds as well. I've only seen the Sunshine minting. I don't think I've seen a Sunshine mining. Maybe I have. I know SBS showed me a 1991. Get this, JK, a 1991 1 pound, 1 pound Sunshine Mining round. It came in a huge display box with like a little wooden stand for it to display it with. I couldn't believe it when I saw something like that. I've never seen anything like that. I couldn't believe it when he showed me 1 pound, okay, 16 ounces of silver. So I don't know if you've seen anything like that, but I sure as hell haven't. um, how much are the libs? Oh, I don't know, guys. I'm good. I just want to get rid of some silver. If you're really interested, I mean, I could probably do like $80 for one if you want one. I think they're going for like over $100 now, but I got a really good deal during I think it was Black Friday time. So If you want one, I'll do one for $80. I mean, I'm really not making anything on this with shipping and the capsule. I mean, that's pretty much about what I got into it. Um, got outbid on a 10-ounce Sunshine Mining round last year. Yeah, yeah, they're really uncommon. The Sunshine Mining stuff. I mean, I know they probably made a ton of stuff that most of us have probably never even seen, and there's probably not more than like 50 around or something, um, of each one of those items. Some of them, maybe there could even be a handful. Who knows? We'll never know. But there's probably really limited mintage to begin with. Yeah, only 80. It's a 2-ounce. These have high premiums. The 2-ounce Libertads, last year's, in the capsule, $80. Go on eBay, see how much they're going for. I dare you to find one cheaper. uh, yeah, I've seen the proof sets come with the what, the 5-ounce one, the 10-ounce one. I don't know. Did SBS have one for sale? I don't know. He might have had one. He might have had one. New York Stackers are cool. What's going on, Chuck? Good to see you. North Carolina Stackers are cool. Yeah, so yeah, I would love to have some more Sunshine Mining stuff. I mean, I like their stuff as well. It's not my favorite, but it's definitely up there. It's one of my favorites. I got this beautiful Sunshine bullion here. Here we go. So this was something I got from why is his name escaping me right now? But yeah, this is one of the proof sets. This is the second edition. I don't know. Do you know how long they came out with these for, JK? I want to say like 3 years or 4 years, but I'm not 100% sure. So we got the 5-ouncer here, and then we got the 1 ounce, the half, and the quarter, I believe. And there's the Sunshine Mine. Really cool. What's going on, Chuck? Do you have a solid woman in your life now? No, I don't have a steady woman right now. It's been a while. If I did, I probably wouldn't be getting as much gold as I did last year. But yeah, I definitely want to settle down really soon. It's pretty hard dating. That's a whole other ball game. I do want to settle down real soon though, so that's definitely a goal of mine this year or by next year to definitely try to get that done. Uh, Gold is his true love. Yeah, no, I appreciate it. I appreciate it, Chuck. I got a lot going on in my life right now, and I haven't really been able to make myself. I haven't been taking care of myself as well as I should. I've been taking care of other people in my life right now. So unfortunately, I need to definitely start making more time for myself. So yeah, I do appreciate your concern, brother. Thank you so much. That means a lot. And my wife has gotten into 24 karat jewelry. Call it her cute stack. 24 karat. Um, I I know in usually in Southeast Asia they have very high carat jewelry. If you go to like where transient is, if you go to the Philippines, you go to Thailand, you go to a lot of those countries in Southeast Asia, they sell baht. It's called baht, BHAT. That's the currency in Thailand. They call them baht chains. So usually those are at least like 22 karat gold, and you would be surprised at how resilient those chains are. They design them in a way where they really do not break very easily. It's not like a ring where you might bang up against something and you might get a dent or a scratch. If you're wearing it on your neck, you're not going to really or your even your arm, you might not really damage it too much. So they design them. They're very well made. Most of them are handmade by jewelers, and yeah, usually they're at least 22 to 24 karat gold. In Europe, they actually use 18 karat gold, and there's different types. There's green gold, yellow gold, red gold, white gold. So depending on the type of gold, the alloy, they put different elements into it. Some have copper, more copper. Some have silver, and other different metals that they use to make different color gold. But generally in the US, most of the time, the highest you're going to get is 14 karat, maybe 18 karat. Most of the 18 karat, like I said, is probably from Europe. They usually don't make 18 karat here, and probably more often or not these days, you're going to get a lower carat or a gold plate. So you really got to watch out with what you buy, especially with gold prices being so high. Make sure you're not getting taken advantage of when you do buy gold jewelry. Um, let's see what's going on. I get some stuff for her, gets her on board with me, expanding my collections. That, yeah, you gotta give something to the missus, keep her happy. Um, I'm not the one to be giving. I'm not the best person to be giving marriage or love advice, but I've definitely been in um, situations where I've had to take her to Tiffany's. Okay, so I did something that was a big no-no. Let's just leave it at that, guys. Yeah. So, anyways, I don't. As far as gold, I did buy a couple more pieces recently. I'm gonna be showing in an upcoming video. Um, they do 24 karat jewelry for anyone looking for their SOs. Yeah, I mean, you're probably gonna have to pay up for a 24 karat gold piece. It's not cheap. I'm sure there are jewelers out there who would do it for you. I'm not saying it's not impossible to get it in the US. It's just really not that common to get a 24 karat gold piece of jewelry here. There's a brand called Many. I bought a little ring for her secondhand for 5% over melt. Okay, that's pretty good. That's a good price then. 5% over melt is good because there's a lot of labor involved in custom made jewelry pieces. So to get for 5% over melt really is not a bad deal for 24 karat gold jewelry. That's great. I've stopped stacking, paying off gold Westpac bar. Yeah, I would love to. I can't wait to see that gold Westpac bar, Aka. That is really an awesome bar. I do actually have another book here. Let me just see if I can grab it for a second, guys. I don't think I've actually ever shown this book either. So check it out. I got the Australian poured ingot book, guys. Check it out. I know Peter would love this book, and I know Akka. I know they would love it, and Swan Billion if they don't already have one. I wish I could send this to you, but it probably cost as much as I paid for the book to send it to you. So, yeah, really cool. You guys, you could actually see. These are JM and Engelhard, but yeah, it pretty much looks like that. It's pretty much a little square shaped loaf of gold like that. So yeah, Yeah, I got a lot of really good bullion, well, not just bullion, precious metals, numismatic books. I know a lot of people now try to go on the internet to find a lot of useful information, but guys, I've actually found the best information comes from books because people on the internet, they could post or say anything. This is why I don't like all Englehart because those production numbers, I mean, I don't know where the hell they're pulling something out of their ass with these numbers. Okay, I don't know where they're getting these mintages from. um, some of them they actually did contact former employees or they did actually get some records because I do know someone who is contributor. He is one of the persons who maintains the site. So he told me that they do actually have records for certain producers like Johnson Matthey or Engelhard, where they do have production numbers, but most of them are just estimates because they could tell, they produce, let's say, 1 million bars, but then how many over the past 30 or 40 years have been melted down? You don't really know the true number that exists. You're never going to know that. So some of those initial mintage figures I think are also bullshit, because you see a ton of those. I think the Hoffman and Hoffman rounds, they list one of them as like 500 mintage, but I mean my LCS literally had like I don't know how many of those. He had like a handful of those, and they were saying there's like a 500 mintage, and then Silver Bar Stacker had about a dozen of those. So I'm like, if they're that rare, why are they, popping up everywhere? Why do so many people have them? So, but yeah, as far as books, they also do give production numbers in this book as well. They give estimated survival for bars as well. So again, guys, these are just all estimates. It's not like, you know, they know. Sometimes they, like I said, sometimes they do get the production numbers from people who used to work at the mint. Or it's somehow they get this information from somewhere. So I wouldn't trust the numbers, but as far as showing, what was produced by these companies and, just what was produced, and to get maybe a general overview of how rare it might be, I think it's a good reference to have for some serious collectors here. So yeah, this is a really neat reference book for vintage Australian poured bars. I really wish they would have something like this for U.S. bars, but I mean, there's just so many refiners back in the day. I didn't share this information, but I actually compiled a list of refiners, U.S. mostly U.S. refiners. I think there's one or two, maybe like Swiss or Canadian, a few Canadian, but I actually compiled a list of refiners, and it's approaching about 350 different refiners. So I took from all different sources on the web, and um, yeah, pretty much from the web. I just took all different companies. So there are quite a number of small refiners that were producing, bars and PMs back from like the '60s up until I guess present day. So it would be a huge task if someone actually made a book of like all these refiners and show all the different products that these refiners had. I mean, it's just kind of overwhelming, and I think that's the limit to all Engelhard. They only show, maybe about 25 different refiners throughout the U.S. Some of the more prominent ones, and they do have quite an extensive collection of bars, especially for Engelhard and Johnson Matthey, because a lot of people collect those bars and they're able to get a wide variety of bars, and of course rounds from those companies. You're not going to be able to get for some more obscure company. you have books like this that would show the Madison Mint. The Madison Mint made it. Maybe they produced 500 different varieties of bars. Maybe this thing will only show 200 of them. So you're never really gonna be able to get a comprehensive guide that's gonna show you all the different types of bars. Um, I know the author did a ton of research and interviews for the Aussie book. Yeah, I mean, they actually do say that in the preface. I've gone through about 60 or 70% of this book, but they do say this in the preface, that they did actually interview a lot of people for this, here. So I'm not gonna show you, but yeah, they actually did a lot of research for this, and this is why books, I think, are a better um, guide as far as getting information, because you can definitely get a lot more accurate and reliable information. Um, they may have sold 40,000 and melted the rest. They sold 100,000. Just because someone makes 100,000 doesn't mean, they have. Yeah, yeah. So I mean, exactly. They could have made like a yeah like J.K. I mean, sorry, like Don't Ask said. They could have made 100,000, but maybe they melted 40,000 before they even left the factory. So for whatever reason, maybe they needed to make. They had an order they had to fill, and the production log showed they made 100,000. They had to melt 40,000 down for another order for another size billet. So anything is possible. um uh, what's going on? Aussie book, bar book, 100 AUD, amazing book. Yeah, yeah, I got a lot of books. A lot of books I use as references, for collecting and stacking. I think it was Southeast Stacker. I think he actually showed this book. This is Grading Coins by Photograph. So I know NGC actually has a like an online grading. I'm trying to go to that. It's basically, it shows American coins and at different grades. Um, so there's all sorts of books here that you could look, if you're interested in numismatics. And here you could see, as an example, here's a 5-cent piece, and they show it in different conditions here. You kind of can get a feel for it. I think the best way of determining a grade is by just looking at coins, especially in person. I know it's kind of hard, especially if they're expensive coins like gold coins. But you could definitely get a sense of what a coin might grade at. It's good to just go into a store and just look at the coin, look what grade it's in, and just try to figure it out if you're into grading, if that's your thing. But I definitely have a lot of books related to, yeah, PCGS photo grade. That's the one. You could definitely look to see for each American coin that was ever made. They have photos from grade, like from a one all the way up to, if it goes that high, up to a 70. A lot of the older coins from the 17 and 1800s, you're probably not going to find in BU condition, above like 65 or higher. But they have all grades pretty much as high as the coin will grade. They pretty much have an example, so you guys can check that out. Thank you for posting that, MSJ. That's a really good resource. But yeah, there's really a lot of books that I use for to learn about different coins. I don't normally talk about the history or the I don't really give too much history about certain coins, but I actually do have tons of books that give tons of information about coins. I actually do have a huge book. If I could show you, I'm starting to pile up books here, but I do have a really good reference book that I use. It's a bit dusty. this this is my go-to encyclopedia right here, guys. Check it out. Encyclopedia of U.S. basically pre-33 gold coins. And this is really a great book. This is a really great resource if you're into pre-33 gold. This pretty much tells you everything about each gold coin each year. It basically tells you a little bit of information about it, the mintages, how many are graded, um, you know, what percentage are in mint state. These are actually estimates, some of these numbers, but as far as like the history on it, you know, it's a really great resource. I love this book. It literally is an encyclopedia of every pre-33 gold coin ever made. So this is an awesome book that I haven't really used in a while. Got a little dust on it, as you can see here, but nonetheless, that's the book that I use to find a little bit of information about gold coins. What's going on here? PCGS, thanks for uploading the I didn't make Chuck. I gotta give Chuck a wrench here. Let's see. How do I add as moderator? Nice. Okay, here we go. My bad. Cool. Dusty old book. Yeah, it's actually I don't think I think it only came out about 15 years ago. It's not too old. But yeah, I just love reading books as far as when it comes to learning about numismatics and precious metals in general. There's some really good ones out there. Price jump and they sell. What was that last book? Hey Enrique, what's up? Here. This is the Encyclopedia of U.S. Gold Coins, 1795 to 1933. And this is by Jeff Garrett and Ron Guth, if you're interested. It's a pretty thick book, probably a few hundred pages. And yeah, they show a picture of the coin, you know. They give a little background information about past sales of the coin, I think. I don't know. They give some information about the mints that made the coins. So it tells a little bit about the coin, and you know, you could read it. I don't know if you could see it here, but you could read a little bit about it if you want. I know it's sideways. Sorry for that, but that didn't help. Yeah, it's a good reference book. Yeah, okay, no problem. If you wanna take a picture, you just wanna write it down, you could do a quick Google search of it. If you can see it here, I don't know. Encyclopedia, U.S. Gold Coins. It's a really good reference book that I like to use for pre-33 gold. It's pretty comprehensive. I can't turn it left. I don't know. Is that left? Yeah. Is that good? Well, let me just turn it sideways here. That should be fully parallel now for you, at least. Not for me. Is that good? Yeah, no problem. No problem, Enrique. Yeah, it's a good book. It actually is by Whitman. This is the second edition. I don't know how many editions they came out with. It was not a cheap book. I got to admit, it was not cheap. I don't know when it came out. This has 96 on it, I think. So yeah, 2008. That's what I thought. 2008, this book came out. There might be another edition to this that came out already. Um, but yeah, this is basically the second edition. You could check it out here. I don't know. It's a good book. Good reference. Yeah, I mean it's good to look on a rainy day or a snowy day. Haven't had any power outages since 2005 blackout, so 20 years. But if there ever was one, during the daytime, it's something good. Good reference. I just look at it once in a while. These books. 1913 $10 gold Indian. Nice. Congratulations, Enrique. That is a really nice coin. You can see my logo and you see the $10 Indian. So that is my favorite pre-33 gold coin. It's probably my favorite overall. I do like the Mexican 20 pesos. That is one of my favorites as well. But as far as US gold, the $10 Indian is definitely my favorite. So great choice. I think I have a 1913 as well in MS62. I purchased it last year as well. I actually purchased quite a few $10 Indians last year. So beautiful coin. I love the $10 Indian. Great choice. 2 days ago. Yeah, I'm all right, Peter. Good luck. Good luck with your new house. I hope everything goes well. Take care and all the best to you. U.S. gold favorites. What's your guys' favorite U.S. gold coin? Like I said, I think you guys know mine is the $10 gold Indian. Beautiful, beautiful coin. Augustus St. Gaudens was tasked with redesigning U.S. currency, and unfortunately, in I believe 1907, maybe 1908, he passed away before he was able to redesign most of the U.S. currency. So Teddy Roosevelt wanted him to redesign it, and there was a whole big commotion 1907 when no motto, and then people wanted "In God We Trust," so they put it on the coin 1908. And so he Augustus St. Gaudens only got to redesign two US coins. The first one was obviously the $20 gold eagle, double eagle, and the second one was the $10 Indian. So he actually did design the $10 Indian. So I actually, as far as $20 gold double eagles, I actually do prefer the Liberty over the Eagle. I know most people would disagree with me, but I personally prefer the Liberty design compared to the Eagle, the Gold Eagle. That's just my preference, but I truly love the $10 Indian is my favorite design. Probably overall it is my favorite design of any coin. Again, I do like the 20 peso Mexican peso with the Aztec calendar on it. I think that is a beautiful coin, and it's definitely one of my favorites. If I had to choose between the two, I'd definitely choose the $10 Indian, and then the Aztec is a close second for me. Um, yeah, St. Gaudens. I mean, the $20 double eagle. It's a beautiful design. I'm not saying it's an ugly or bad design. I think it is. It really is a truly stunning design. But for me, somehow, I don't know. I just like the Liberty better than the Double Eagle, the Eagle design for some reason. I don't know. That's just my preference. Whichever one is the best price when I'm looking. Yeah, I definitely this year my strategy has been more of trying to get gold at or near spot. I've been very fortunate, guys. I've gotten pretty much aside from the 10 Swiss franc. I think most, if not all, the gold I've gotten has been like within 5 or 15, like maybe probably probably within $5 of spot. I've been very fortunate, and the price of gold has gone up since then. So I've actually gotten gold for this year. Aside from the $10 Swiss franc, I've actually gotten gold below spot. So I've been very fortunate um, compared to current, spot prices. That's why I keep telling people. I mean, I know gold is pricey. It's not cheap. It's only getting more expensive, guys. Like seriously, the gold to silver ratio is what? It's more than 90 to 1 right now. I know last year it was at a low of around 73 to 1, but I honestly have a feeling you're not going to see that ratio anymore. I could be wrong. Anything could happen. Silver could shoot up. I mean, I'm not saying it's impossible. I just don't think it's probable. Um, if you do have a lot of silver and you want to get gold, I suggest you track the gold to silver ratio and see when it dips, when there is a dip over the last, let's say, 6 months or so, when it's pretty low, to try to buy something. But gold and silver change daily. It's kind of hard to follow that. But there are people who do follow it daily. But I mean, yeah, gold. I mean, I don't listen. No one knows what gold's going to do in the short term. In the long term, it's definitely going to go up. I could pretty much 99.99% say it's going to go up in the long term. Um, so my advice is to get it while you can, because it's only going to go up and it's going to be more expensive to get it in the future. You follow minutely. When all the gold is gone, silver will be next. Yeah, I think they're saying there's something like a 200 year, after 200 years, all the gold will be mined on Earth, and I think for silver it's like 400 years, maybe. I want to say, I don't know if those numbers are true or not. Don't hold me to it, but I've heard stuff like that said before. Um, Honestly, guys, in our lifetime, I don't think we have to worry about it. But if they do actually start mining comets, you might have to start worrying about the price of precious metals because they probably will go down to nearly nothing. If we have the technology to mine asteroids, um, we're, precious metals are going to be like worth like plastic. What plastic is worth? Because I mean, we could basically essentially have an unlimited supply of precious metals. There is they're actually tracking an asteroid. I forgot what asteroid it is, but the amount of money just in that one asteroid is mind-boggling, guys. Like the amount of precious metals just in that one asteroid. If they like mine it, like the price of precious metals would basically essentially go down to zero. Um, so until when that starts become if that becomes a reality in our lifetimes, then we're fucked. Okay, let's just put it out there. But I don't think they're gonna have that technology in our lifetime, on a large scale at least, maybe on a small scale, but on a large scale, I don't think we're gonna have that technology anytime soon. So I think we're okay in the short term. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it would be basically at this point in time, it's cost prohibitive. But I think eventually the technology will catch up and they'll be able to do it. It's just like with mining shale, you know, mining oil from sand. I know in Canada they do that a lot. They mine, I mean, they extract oil from sand, and it used to be extremely costly, but because of the price of oil going up and the technology for oil extraction, it really develops like very rapidly, like a brand new generation of technology is like every year. So I mean, it really evolves dramatically. So the cost of it went way down. It actually, you can make money from extracting oil from like sand and shale now in Canada. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure eventually the cost is gonna go down dramatically. Just like with any technology, you know, the technology in your cell phone is more powerful than the computer that sent the man to the moon. So it's basically a computer of that magnitude used to take up a whole, office building, and now we have more power in the palm of your hand. So eventually, you could kind of think of the technology right now. The technology we're in we're in the phase of where the technology basically takes up the whole room, and eventually the technology is going to be available in the palm of your hand. Um, and they'll be able to eventually, I think, mine asteroids. But I don't know when that's going to happen. But who knows? If that's going to happen in our lifetimes. I seriously don't think it's going to happen, but in our lifetimes. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. um, exactly, exactly. You got an entire record store on your phone. Um, think of all the music that was ever created in the world and recorded. You basically could store on your phone. So it's just amazing what technology has done in the past, like 50, 60 years. How advanced technology has become. Thanks. Oh, hey, what's going on, AG? I didn't see you, brother. Good to see you. I hope you're feeling better. I know you told me you're a little bit under the weather. Hope you're feeling good. Yeah, I was just showing this off a little bit. If you want me to look up any art bar, let me know. I could look it up for you. I'll be more than happy to do that. Yeah, I know. Exactly, Aka. Saddam Hussein was actually buying those PS2. I think it was the PS2 when it came out, and he was taking out the chips to put in missiles. he was, that's how powerful he's using them to make smart missiles or something with the chip inside the PS2. So yeah, I remember that. Yeah, um, I'm kind of still kicking myself. So I used to go to a dealer near me, and unfortunately, we had a little bit of a falling out. I didn't want to do business with him anymore. And before, when I was still doing business with him, he called me up one day and he's like, I got a proof Buffalo. He wanted 2 grand for it, Enrique. This was like a couple years ago already. So, we're talking back when gold was probably around like 2100, like just over 2000. I think it was like maybe 2050 an ounce. And he's like, "You want this buffalo?" And I had the money at the time, and I was like, I'll be in the store in a half hour. You don't have to hold it from me." I get there, less than a half hour, Enrique. I kid you not, the thing was sold. I was so pissed. It was a 2006 first year Buffalo in proof condition with the holder and everything. I'm still kicking myself for not buying it back then. So now I got to pay like 3 grand for it if I want one, and I do want one, and I do want the first year from 2006 because I remember when that thing came out. it was like I don't remember I forgot how much it was. I think it was like maybe it was like $1,200 or something back then. I think the price of gold was probably like around $600 or $800, but the U.S. Mint was charging a huge premium on it. And I remember it coming out. I remember showing my dad, we got something from the U.S. Mint in the mail. I said, "Wow, this coin looks really awesome," and I couldn't afford it. My parents didn't make a lot of money. I grew up pretty poor, and I really remember wanting that coin. I can never afford it, but I definitely want to get one this year. I don't care how much it is. I want to add it because it has sentimental value to me a little bit. It's the 2006 one, so I really want to get that one this year, hopefully. Knock on wood. But later in that year, I actually did get a $20 Liberty from the year 1900, and I don't know. He's like, "Oh, this looks like it's been cleaned." He's like, "Oh, you want it? I'll give it to you for like $1,975." So I paid 1975 for a $20 Liberty like a few weeks later, and boy, am I glad I bought that coin because when I looked at it, I'm like, this is in BU condition. I don't know what this guy is smoking, but this thing is a BU Liberty. This got to be at least a 62 or 63. So when I had it graded, I think it came back a 62, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, I mean now, who knows how much that thing's worth? Probably worth about 3 grand now, maybe more because of the condition. So yeah, I mean I didn't I didn't completely miss out on getting almost an ounce of gold back in the day when gold was lower. I mean I've been buying gold since I traded I traded a watch for 3 gold coins. That's how I got started stacking. Well, not stacking. That's how I got started into, I guess you could say, my interest was reawakened in numismatics back in 2018. I saw the price of gold started going up. I think it was like, what, $1,200 back then or something, and I'm like, let me get some gold. Let me trade some gold for this watch I have. This guy I knew his father. He was an older gentleman in his 90s, believe it or not, and his father worked in the bank in, I believe, in Chicago or a Chicago suburb back in the turn of the century, and his father actually collected and saved double eagle. Imagine, Enrique, people actually using these coins. I mean, you wouldn't have the average person having a gold coin in their pocket. These were the very wealthy people of the day using the gold coins. But just imagine these coins were actually in circulation and they didn't have any value other than the value that they were listed at, $10, $5. That's how much they were worth. They weren't worth anything more than that. So his father would save these coins. He would, he his whenever he could, and he would swap it out with, whatever his money that he would make, and he'd swap them out with for he'd probably just I don't know if he knew what the key dates were, but he would basically just get gold coins probably that looked really in nice condition to him. So he had a ton of gold coins over the years, and he had a few that he traded me for a watch. The watch I paid about $3,500 for. It was actually an antique pocket watch that I had. So it was a low mintage watch. Forgot how many. I think it was a mintage of like 50 of them. So it was a rare watch, and I didn't want it for I'm like, what am I gonna do with this, right? So I paid about 3,500 for the watch, and he traded me 2 double eagles, a $10 Liberty, and he gave me $500 cash. So I'm guessing that's about $600 or $6,500 in today's money. but back then it was worth like $3,500. It wasn't worth that much. So yeah, I think I did quite well. I sold two of the I sold the $10 Liberty and I sold one of the Double Eagles, but I still have one of the Double Eagles in my collection that's straight graded. I think it graded a 61, MS61. I forgot what year. I think it's 18. I forgot what year it is. You could check my first video out. I show those three coins. I still had them, all three of them back then. But yeah, that was basically what kind of got my interest in wanting to get gold. This was in 2018, and then in 2020, in March, around March, I know the pandemic was happening, and I said to myself, I studied economics and finance, and I'm saying to myself, the price of precious metals are probably going to go up. So I purchased 200-ounce Scottsdale stackers from the Scottsdale Mint. I actually got it from their website, and I paid $16 an ounce for silver. So yeah, this was before the price shot up. I knew it was gonna go up. I knew it went up in 2008, 2012. During the crises. So yeah, basically, I'm I pretty much doubled my money on those bars. I mean, what gold? I mean, silver's at what, 32 an ounce now. So I pretty much doubled my money on those 200 ounces of silver that I bought. I got those in storage. I I barely I rarely look at those bars. I look at those bars maybe once a year. But that's the thing, over time, historically, precious metals have gone up. Silver and gold, it hasn't gone down over time. It's only gone up. So, you got to buy while you can. Buy during the dips, buy when there's a drop. That's the best time to buy. The best time to buy is the present. That's the best advice I could give you about when to buy precious metals. Started in 2019. It was just lucky you got in right before the pandemic. Yeah, that must have been an awesome time to get in. I really wanted to. I was starting to look even back in like 2018. I was looking at eBay because I was always checking like watches. I was buying a lot of watches from eBay, and one of the sellers that I bought from, he had like a 2.5 Indian. I'm like, oh, maybe I should buy this. I think it might be a good investment. It was just like ex jewelry, but I think it only went for like a couple $100 back then, and I'm like, what am I gonna do with this? It's like jewelry condition. I'm like, this isn't like a collectible coin. Who the hell's gonna buy this, right? Um, but yeah, I didn't really completely, comprehend. I didn't think of precious metals over time increasing in value. I was looking more at the numismatic value of the coin, and I'm saying like, who's gonna buy this coin in this type of condition? Who's gonna want this? Kind of. So I didn't fully comprehend the true value of precious metals. I didn't look at precious metals as being real money. I just thought it being more having more of a numismatic value than anything else. So I'm like, who's gonna want this coin in like that condition? So that was where my mindset was. And a lot of the watches I do have watches that have gold and silver in them, of course. But I seriously wish I had gotten into PMs instead of spending my money on watches, because these value of the watches some of them have gone down dramatically, some have gone up. Overall, I'd say they're probably worth about what I got into them. I haven't really lost any money selling them. thank goodness. Maybe a little bit, but it's basically averaged out. One I might sell for a little less, one I might sell for a little more. And unfortunately, I got a lot of watches to get rid of. Got my first 1 ounce Eagle 2001, 325 per Eagle. Oh my God. But I only made 375 a week back then. Yeah, I mean, it's expensive even now. I mean, I don't know how many people are making like almost 3 grand a week. It's just crazy the prices now. You know, that's why I hear stories from people who bought this stuff like in the 80s. Like I know GD saving in the past. He's a bit on the older side. He retired recently, the past 4 or 5 years, and he was a jeweler back in the 80s. So he also did precious metals. And guys, he was telling me all the stuff that used to come through his shop. He used to see all these Engelhard bars and Johnson Mathey and all these like rare, 3 ounce and 7 ounce bars and stuff like that. And he would literally back then, silver was like $2 or $3 an ounce. He'd sell a 10 ounce bar for like whatever, 40, $50. So it's like, people just don't people never thought that these things were going to be collectible and worth as much as they are today, in the future. It's like the same thing with baseball cards, comic books, and pretty much like any type of collectible. you know just imagine how many mothers threw out Babe Ruth baseball cards or first edition Superman, or valuable comics or cards over the years, guys. Like, people never thought these things would have any type of value in the future, or they didn't know, they didn't realize it. What's going on, Silver and Cigars? Good to see you, brother. I used to buy ounces of pot for 300 back in 2000. Also wish I would have bought gold instead. Yeah, I mean, I hate this. Let's see. I bought a watch when I was a young man starting to work at the rigs. Hoped it would increase in price like a Rolex. It has not. Wish I would have bought ounces of gold. Yeah, man. I mean, I'm telling you, like, I can't. I regret so much, like, buying buying some of the stuff that I did back in the day. Spending my money on stupid shit when I was young. I think we all pretty much did it. I think a lot of us, I'm still relatively young. I'm not too young, but I got in stacking at a relatively young age. So it's I'm glad I got into it when I did. I could have gotten into it more recently when prices are crazy now. When I first started, gold was like what, 1800 or less, and silver was like $16 an ounce. So I think I got in at a decent time. But I remember when silver was, back in the day, in the late 90s. I remember it being around $3 an ounce when I was a kid. And then gold was probably, I don't know, like $600-800 an ounce back then. So you hindsight is 50/50. You can't really, people people don't really think about these things, and you got to just be in you just got to realize that you're doing it now and that it's going to pay off in the future. 10, 20, however many years from now, when you decide you want to sell, you know that you're going to get a great return on your, I wouldn't say investment, but it's going to keep up with inflation. So yeah. What's going on, Joe? How you feeling? You doing good? Slowly building the stack back up. Yeah, people gotta sell sometimes. People, like, that's why I sold one of my original double eagles. I had to pay taxes. I didn't have, um I could have dipped into my savings. I could have dipped into that, but at the time I didn't really understand the true value of PMs. So, I used that instead because it was quick and easy. It was liquid for me. I didn't want to tap my savings, and that's why I did it. I didn't have to do it. I had the money in my savings, but I did it because I thought, do I really need it? Is it really gonna? I mean, it's gonna appreciate. Is it really gonna change much over time? And I'm like, maybe not. Maybe it's not gonna go up that much. That I think gold was gonna go up that much in such a short amount of time as it did last year and this year. I didn't think that. No one really knows, you know. You grew up with Star Wars, a ton of money. Exactly. A lot of those. I grew up with the Ninja Turtles. I'm from the Ninja Turtles age. So I do have a lot of those action figures that were open. I actually did save a lot of the cards that came with it, the packaging. Um, but I mean, those things are really not worth that much. I see them online for like 40, $50. But I mean, just the stupidest shit is worth like crazy money now. It just boggles my mind. People are getting like NES games graded. There's a grading company for video games. People have unopened video games like Super Mario 2 or something, and it goes for like buku money. It was like such a common game back in like the 80s, and people get it copy of it that was unopened and they get like a 9 or 10 grade on it or something, and suddenly it's worth like thousands of dollars for something back then that might have cost like 20 or $30. It just boggles my mind. People pay money for anything. you know there's a market for anything pretty much. I started buying gold after raiding my savings for the 100th time. I need a way to protect my money from myself. And that's another thing, guys. Like I am terrible at saving money. Okay, I do have a savings account, right, that I don't touch, right? I contribute to that. But aside from that, like my checking account like is bare bones, right? I pretty much pay all my I know how much my expenses are going to be every month. I pretty much, if I need extra money on the side, I pretty much have my savings account. Like if I have an emergency, God forbid, go to the hospital, have an accident, have to pay for an unplanned expense, I do have a cushion. But as far as like my checking, like I don't have much money in there. I pretty much pay all my bills, and the rest just goes to precious metals. And like I said, I do save a little bit, but I do have other things that I invest in. But it's hard for me to keep any money in my checking account. And that's kind of what PMs do for me as well. It's kind of like acts as like a savings account for me, because there are times where people do have emergencies, and like I said, I have to pay my taxes, and I had the money. I don't know why I just dipped into my PM reserve. It's like my own little um, piggy bank, pretty much. For me, it's pretty liquid. PMs. I don't want to. I feel like my savings is for something more urgent, like an unplanned expense, like something for like a serious emergency, like when the shit hits the fan. So I didn't really want to tap into that. I just felt like I could use my precious metals to pay for my taxes, which I did. But that's the thing. This is acting as also like a savings account for me, because for me personally, I'm using it for my retirement. This is going to be my retirement. I basically cashed out my 401k. Um, I don't I don't invest in I pretty much I don't invest in stocks because I pretty much the company I work for right now, I would have to report that to them, and I don't want to have to report what stocks that I invest in. I really don't want them knowing my business, so I don't invest in stocks at the moment. I have in the past, and I've actually done quite well when I was younger. but I haven't really invested. I got out of crypto basically in 2017. I'm still kicking myself for not buying Bitcoin in 2012 when it was about $7 or $8 a Bitcoin. And I do have a friend who told me to buy it back then. He said just buy $100. So $100 would probably be about 12 Bitcoins. So I don't know what is Bitcoin now. Did it go up to over 100 grand already? So I would have been a millionaire spending $100. And yeah, my friend basically is a crypto millionaire today. He has done extremely well for himself. Um, and he got a huge mansion in Canada right now. I lost contact with him a few years ago. I think he kind of changed with the people he hung out with, but yeah, he's basically a crypto multimillionaire. So I'm kind of sorry, I'm kind of kicking myself for not doing that. At the same time, I was doing a work study program, and my supervisor used to buy Tesla, and at the time Tesla was around $35 a share, and he would do swing trading. It would go up, it would go down to 31. He'd buy it, it'd go up to 35, then he would sell it, and of course he would keep some of the shares for himself for the future. And I'm sure he made buku money from Tesla. I'm sure he kept a lot of those shares, and he made some good money on that. I don't know what happened to him. So I had really good advice back in 2012 to invest in Tesla and invest in Bitcoin, and I didn't buy either one. So I'm kicking myself right now because I could have been not working. um, Hot Wheels, Hot Wheels. Yeah, Hot Wheels. People collect Hot Wheels. Like there's some serious Hot Wheels collector. In fact, I bought something watch related from someone right here in New York City, and he was actually a very famous Hot Wheels collector. He has sold most of his watches already. By the time I met him, he auctioned them off. But he was like a really famous Hot Wheels collector, and he came out with like some books, like Hot Wheel books. And this guy was a fucking genius. He definitely multi-millionaire. He worked in banking, but he had a hobby of like watches, and then he got into like Hot Wheels. And he told me he said he made like a lot of money. He used to get like really rare Hot Wheels, and he put out a book basically. He put out like one of the definitive like Hot Wheel or collectible like little car books. Um, and yeah, I mean, there's just collecting for pretty much anything these days. Like, you could go ever since eBay. eBay actually brought the price of a lot of things down, a lot of collectibles down. Um, I heard from a lot of old timers, like I used to buy a lot of pocket watches, and before like 2000, like the prices were probably about worth 4 times what they are now. And because of the internet, it became more accessible to people, and basically just flooded the market with a lot of different things, and the prices just like went down dramatically. um that, and people don't really buy pocket watches too much anymore. I mean, there is a market for it on eBay. I sell pocket watches. I used to sell on there. But there are just things in general that people don't collect. Like, people don't collect. Who collects? There's still people who collect stamps, but just the market in general for these things. I think numismatics kind of got a boost for because of the pandemic. It kind of got a boost, but who knows? Who knows the future of coin collecting? That's anyone's best guess. But there's a lot of things that people don't collect anymore. People really don't collect stamps anymore. Um, just things, other things in general that there's tons of stuff. Oh, what's going on? Let me see the messages here. Stack stocks, precious metals, and real estate long term. Yeah, I think those are good things to invest your money in personally. Real estate is definitely a great, it could you got to know what you're doing with real estate. It's not, you don't always make money with real estate. You got to be careful with real estate because you could seriously lose a lot of money with real estate. It's not a guarantee. I mean, the price of land usually in most cases, yes, will go up. The price of real estate will go up in a lot of cases, but sometimes, if the area changes, the area gets worse. Let's say maybe there's a natural disaster that destroys the area, like especially I know in Florida, southern Florida, some of the areas down there, some of the property values have actually gone down because of the weather, the natural, mother nature. You can't avoid that. It's just, something that happens naturally. But overall, yeah, I think real estate is a really good investment, long term. Precious metals, and also stocks. I do think, regular stocks, and I'm not really pushing ETFs. You gotta, but yeah, ETFs, stocks, futures. I think it's definitely a good investment. Yeah, my dad collected stamps too. He spent a lot of time collecting stamps. My dad sold most of his coin collection. I do have some common stuff like 1 cent, 5 cent, 10 cent quarters, that he had the Whitman albums of. He's trying to complete. He never completed most of them. But yeah, he also, when he was a kid, he collected stamps. He had some, back in the day, they were probably really valuable. And now they're probably not worth much, unfortunately. But there's that's what happened, unfortunately, with stamps. It's kind of sad. A lot of stamps are really beautiful. A lot of those older stamps, but there's not really a market for them anymore. They're not worth nearly as much as they used to be. But wow, the house I grew up in is probably worth $1 million now. My parents bought it for 40,000. Yeah, my grandfather bought the house on Long Island with the GI Bill when he got out of the service. I don't remember how much he paid back in the, I'm guessing in the 40s after World War II. Um, but or maybe just prior. I'm guessing I'm guessing he didn't pay more than $15,000 for that house. And I did a search of that house where my mother grew up on Long Island today. It's still there, and I think similar houses in the neighborhood have sold in the 800K range. So yeah, my mom was really pissed off when my parents sold that house because she really loved that house in that area. And then they moved down to Florida. That's another story. They retired. Eventually, they moved down to Florida, but my mom was kind of mad that my grandmother sold that house. It would have been worth, you know, at least that much today, probably close to $1 million today as well. And I'm sure they didn't pay more than like 15 grand for that house when it was brand new in the 40s. So, that's what it is, man. It's inflation. It's you know, increase in population, increase in demand for housing. It all plays a factor, over time. So yeah, I mean, I've heard stories about that, about real estate, all the time. Um, in fact, I'm trying to remember how much a month. I think there was a store. I had a coworker, and he lived in Astoria. Astoria is a part of Queens. It's near where Manhattan is. Like when you see movies, you think of New York City. So it's literally like, there's a train. It's like a 10-minute train ride, right? So it's very close. It's a desirable location. And his grandparents bought a house in that area, I think in the 60s or 70s. And I think he told me they paid I think it was like $60,000 for that. And he was basically renting out his house for like, I think it was like 10 grand a month or something, to someone who worked at the UN, from some foreign country. I don't know. Her country basically was like, she was like some, high ranking diplomat, and they gave her like a $10,000 a month stipends or something, 10 or 15,000 a month. And that area just went like buku. Like, they just, so many houses were bought out there for, millions of dollars. And they developed, condominiums and like multi-story buildings there. So what is that? So basically, long story short, he basically was charging like 10 or 15 grand a month or something to rent it out to this person who worked at the UN. And it's basically the amount his grandparents paid for the house. He's basically getting in rent like every like 4 or 6 months, which is unbelievable. You know, just unbelievable. I gotta plug. I gotta plug this in. This battery. I don't know how my phone battery is doing. I think it's about to die. So I'm trying to get this plugged in here before it dies. So just give me a minute, guys. All right. Let's see if we can get this in here. There we go. Let's see. My parents sold it, moved to Washington State, built an oceanfront house near a submarine base. Used to watch the nuclear subs going by. That's pretty cool. I went to was it New Groton, Connecticut, and I saw the Nautilus, the USS Nautilus. It was the first nuclear powered submarine, so that was pretty cool. I got to see that. I don't know if you ever saw the Nautilus before. What's going on, Emerald? Good to see you, brother. How you doing tonight? Just chilling. Been on the stream almost 2 hours already. I'm just chilling. I didn't really see too many people having live streams tonight. I said, let me start a live stream, see who would come on, you know, have a nice group chat tonight. Nice laid back evening here. Not doing too much tonight. Nuclear missile subs. That's pretty cool. I know the Nautilus was nuclear powered. I'm not sure if they carried any nuclear missiles, but it might have at one time. Chilling, nothing wrong with chilling, chatting. Yeah, so I was just showing off this book here, The Silver Art Bars by um, Archie Kidd. This is the original, this is the OG from 1991. If you got any art bar you want me to look up, let me know. I'll be more than happy to do it. Um, yeah, so we're just talking about like the price of things over time, how much, property values have gone up, precious metal prices, stuff like that. uh, let's see. So yeah, I don't know what else to say since Emerald came on. Um, Yeah, I know MK Bars, if you go to their website, they actually do have a smaller, a miniaturized version of this book. I think it's around, I want to say $80, maybe 80, $85, somewhere around there. And it's basically supposed to be a replica of this book. I don't know how they could replicate. This is like 353 pages or something. And it pretty much has like hundreds, if not thousands, of art bars. So, yeah, the fifth edition, if you're gonna get the reference book, definitely try to get the fifth edition. I personally have gotten, I ordered the seventh edition, but they sent me the sixth edition, and it barely had anything in it. The subsequent editions are kind of like an add-on of bars that they didn't include in the prior version. So I think the fifth edition is like pretty much like the main book. This is where you're gonna find the most number of art bars. So I mean, each page is just like crammed with art bars here, you know. So yeah, I mean, this is probably your best bet. I bought 1 ounce silver bar here in the Philippines. Did you buy, is it a US bar or it's just like a local Filipino bar? Yeah, definitely Emerald, the fifth edition. If you do buy it, get the fifth edition because the sixth and the seventh, it's basically like an add-on to this. This is like the main book, and then those are just like, just add-ons. So yeah, get the fifth edition. That's my recommendation. I mean, this is just like it just goes on and on and on. It's like over 300 pages. So yeah, it's a great, awesome reference book. And yeah, I was just showing some other reference books that I use. I got the Australian poured ingot bar. I don't really use it, but I got it. Um, I got this book that Southeast Stacker has. I had it for a while now, and yeah, there's just tons. I was just talking. There's just tons of reference books that I like to use. And I mean, online research is great. It can offer a lot that you can't get in books, but books I like them better because when you publish something, you have to have it like checked to make sure it's like factual, and oftentimes what you see online might not be necessarily 100% accurate. So that's why I kind of prefer books to use as a reference if I can. I know it's not always the case, but yeah, I just love, I have tons of books about PMs and coins, and I use it, to learn about them. Um, so yeah, I'm trying to look on this Instagram to see what kind of bar it is. Do people from the Bronx all sound like Christopher Walken? Christopher Walken's from Queens, actually. He's not from the Bronx. But I know what you're talking about. Yeah, it's getting kind of rare that people talk with the thick New York accent. Um, there's just a lot more different people coming into the city now, and growing up and people I know who are older, some people my age I do know who still have the thick accent. I used to have a thicker accent when I went to school here. I went away to school and I kind of lost it. People tell me when I drink though it kind of comes out more. I don't know how true it is, but I don't know. Christopher Walken has a very unique voice, not just his accent. He has a very, very unique voice. Like I've never heard anyone talk like he does here. uh, it's got a blindfolded woman and a cornucopia. What's that one? Um, I have no clue. Do the thick accent. Thoidy thoid and thoid. How you doing? How you doing, AG? How you doing? Where you from? You from Brooklyn? Forget about it. Pamp Lady Fortuna. It's possible. Possible could be that. Yeah, my dad had a thick New York accent. My aunt does too. Both of my aunts. Chiquita Banana was. No, no, no. You don't really. I mean, you go to certain parts of New York City, more like Staten Island. There's less. I'd say there's relatively less immigrants compared to New York City. Well, there's five boroughs. The other four boroughs, you might hear more of a New York City accent, and just people who were born here, I guess, or who have lived here for a long time. They tend to have the stronger New York City accent, but I don't know. Mine is not as pronounced as it used to be for some reason. It kind of faded away when I went away to school for some reason. Forget about it. No one really says that. I mean, that's just more like a movie thing. No one really says that here in New York City. That's not a real thing. That's like a movie thing. So, uh, yeah, I saw Aka did a video. I don't know if you're still here, Aka. He did a pizza video. It had like 10 different things on it. It had shrimp, or as they call it, prawns. I don't know, broccoli, pepperoni, cheese, mushroom. I don't know what the hell that thing had on it, but it looked pretty good. Um, but yeah, I wanna go. I was just at my favorite pizza place a few days ago, and I'm kind of pissed that he did this challenge now. 'Cause it's not that close to where I live. But he got a pizza challenge out now. So if you guys want to check out Aka's short, you guys will see what I'm talking about. I'm gonna hit the right. Oh, have a good night, Emerald. Good seeing you. Take care of yourself, brother. Uh, yeah, it's getting late here. I don't know. It's 11:45, so I'm probably gonna call it quits in another 15 minutes. It looked like a California pizza. Yeah. That place is terrible. I tried that place. What was it, California Pizza Oven or something? I don't know what the hell it is. Some chain, California something pizza, and it was horrible. It was one of the worst pizzas I ever had. But I actually, there is one chain company. I mean, some of the chain company pizzas like Domino's, Pizza Hut, some of them are not terrible. I mean, it's not anything like New York City pizza you're not gonna get, but I actually do like Sbarro's. I know they're getting harder to find. I used to see them in malls and in airports a lot, but I haven't really seen too many Sbarro's around anymore. And I actually used to really like Sbarro's pizza when I was away in school. To me, it kind of tasted like the closest thing to New York City style pizza. Um, but I would have to go to Shakey's Pizza. I don't know, that must be a local thing or a West Coast thing because I never heard of that company. But for me, as far as like a chain pizza, I'd say Sbarro's was good. That's just my opinion. I don't know. There's probably tons of great pizza places. Just because I live in New York doesn't mean there's a pizza place that's not as good as here. I'm sure there's tons of places that are just as good or better that I go to in other states. But yeah, I definitely I'm gonna have to do that pizza challenge now. I actually went to my favorite pizza place the other night and I got their margarita slice. And I always used to get the plain cheese pizza. The plain cheese pizza is so damn good. And I tried the margarita and I was disappointed. Um, I don't know if they have it outside of, if it's too common outside of New York City, but we got the Sicilian slice, and the Sicilian slice was really good. It was delicious. I love Sicilian slices. Really good. I got a grandma pie from them as well, and it was delicious. Those are some like New York staples. We got a grandma pie, we got a Sicilian, we got the like a vegetable slice that became popular like in the 90s. It was really good. Um, and that's but I mean I used to eat meat. I gave up meat for health reasons, but I used to eat pretty much everything. And I still used to love there was like a salad slice. There's a salad slice pizza. I don't know if they have that, outside of New York City. That might be like a New York City thing, a salad slice. Um, but yeah, I like uh, I like pretty much any type of pizza. I wonder who won that blue collar stacker 2 ounce challenge. Oh, so he had a challenge for the 2 ounce rounds. I did a 2 ounce video of my 2 ounce coins. Oh man, yeah, I'm starting to get a little tired here, guys. I'm gonna probably end this pretty soon. I see the viewers have dropped off a little bit too. Been doing this over 2 hours already, so I'm starting to get a little bit tired. Just reading, still here. Yeah, I see you, Joseph. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're feeling better. Hope you got that health issue. I hope that's on the mend. I've been praying for you. Hope you're doing good, brother. Yeah, Pamp Lady Fortuna. I don't know, guys. It's been snowing here a lot. I'm really looking forward to Monday. I'm gonna be going to the Diamond District. Gonna try to get some more vintage. Gonna try to get gold. I know gold's pretty high right now. I'm hoping the price is gonna continue to go down. So hoping to buy on the dip. I picked up a couple of gold coins. I'm going to be doing a video soon. I do want to do the video first of the coins that I got from Sentu Georgie from Bhutan. So that's going to be an interesting video. I do have a little connection to the country of Bhutan, so I'm going to be talking about that in the video. So I'm going to be releasing that video hopefully in the next few days. So stay tuned for that. I'm really sorry about that, Joseph. I'm praying for you, brother. Praying for you to heal. You know, um, for me, I always say health is wealth. Um, to me, a lot of people um, they don't take care of their health. I know things happen to them that they don't foresee, but we talk about precious metals being wealth and stuff, but to me, the most important type of wealth you could have is your health, because there are people like the CEO of Apple. You know, look what happened to him. He had pancreatic cancer, and he kind of foolishly um, tried to do alternative medicine, which I do in some cases think has some benefits, but honestly, um, you know, um, I don't believe in overall. Um, but anyways, that's a topic for another video. Um, but look at him. He had billions of dollars, Steve Jobs, and he couldn't find a cure for his cancer. By the time he went for treatment, for traditional surgery, it was too late. So it doesn't matter how much money you have. It doesn't matter how much PMs you have. To me, health is wealth. I always say that, and to me, that's worth more than its weight in gold, honestly. Um, yeah, yeah. Take care, Enrique. It was good seeing you. Haven't seen you before, but I'm glad you came in tonight. Congratulations again on purchasing that 1913 $10 Indian. I think that's a really great coin. I just got one myself last year as well from that year, so that's an awesome coin. That's my favorite coin, gold coin. So I guess I'm pretty much gonna be wrapping it up. I just want to thank everyone for joining me tonight. I was just kind of free. I didn't know what to do. I was kind of bored, and I'm like, let me just do a live stream. So thank you all so much for staying till the end. If you've been here all this time, I really appreciate it. Please like, subscribe, and as always, stack that gold. End it right here, guys.